Alright, very good day to you. This is Rayn, founder of Forex 100. Yep. So November has been quite a quiet month. How has your trading been so far for you? So usually there is a general guideline. If you have a very volatile day the day before, and that happened about 2 days ago, where pound have a great surge, a great bullish movement, and usually after such movement or such news, market usually will go quiet for a day, and that's pretty normal. That's for you to actually have time to check your analysis, and see if there's an adjustment that's needed to be done before you plan for your next trade. So that's typically how I do. And at times you might have to scrap your previous analysis because the structure has been broken, which is pretty normal as well. So let me just get some water. Is the sound alright for you on your end? Alright, so let us get started, shall we? Okay, so today on Euro Dollar, on the daily chart, you can see the market has a bearish movement, a double top, and to me, this double top has been completed. Bearish trend for sure. Right now it's just a weaker bear. It has just broken the high price one time, and it is moving towards and touches the one of the structure support over here. If you can't read structure this way, then probably you need to get some help. Look for a coach. Hi Alvin, is the sound okay? So yeah, so the double top has been completed. If you are looking for buying opportunity, you are counter trend trading based off the daily chart. Head down to the 4-hour chart. On the 4-hour chart, you can see there's a market double top. Market came down, went into a bit of consolidation. This is definitely a sign of slowing down. To the 1-hour chart, it just seems like sliding, isn't it? So let me share with you my analysis on the daily chart. Over here, there's two bearish shark pattern. Shark pattern is one of the harmonic pattern set up. I'm definitely waiting to sell at 1.1252 for one of the longer term trade, and of course there are higher price which is not relevant at this time. Thank you so much, and thank you Jiahua. Congratulations for your Bitcoin. Yeah, so anyway, on the 4-hour chart, you can see over here is typically not a pattern that I trade. This is the harmonic band pattern. Excuse me. So pardon me, I do trade harmonic band pattern, but when the C price touches A, you see the high price touches A. When I say touches, it touches a candle body. It's a warning sign for me. So typically I will not just enter the trade, but I have engaged the trade already. I'm in. Why? It's not because of the market is very quiet. It's just because you see over here the trend, it go lower. Can you see? It create a lower low. That means the low price went lower. So it's lower than this, we call it lower low. However, this indicator is known the relative strength index. It's creating a higher low. So this is what typically we call it a RSI divergence. So when there is a divergence happen, usually the market is more in favor of the direction, especially the previous movement. It went extremely oversold. In fact, it started over here already, the divergence. Alright, and there are a couple of reasons I engaged a trade. It's also within the buy zone. Definitely the reward is to risk is to my favor. I'm risking $1 to earn 2, and like what I have mentioned earlier on, head back to the daily chart, the double top have ended. So I just need a short pullback. Alright, maybe somewhere around this price. It will give me the rights to shift the stops to entry price to attain a risk-free trade. Hi Eugene. So I was sharing that this bad pattern I really engaged. RSI divergence over here within buy zone, although C price touches A. Head down to the 1-hour chart. This is what I have on the 1-hour chart. Nothing much for me. Alright, so to the next pair. So if you have any questions, feel free to punch them in, and by the time I reach $CAD, I'll have a look and I'll plan to do an analysis to share my point of view. Alright, so next pair, pound dollar. On the daily chart, it is still also a weaker back, a bearish movement. The market break the high for the first time, but it is still a weaker back. Okay, it has not went to a bullish trend. However, I pretty much believe based on this structure, it's a higher chance it will break and go higher. So on pound dollar, I might be waiting for a buying opportunity. In addition, there is a news on 2 days ago. Because of the news, it created some pound increment. This candle over here happened. Alright, 2 days ago. It's because one of the kind of opposition party decided not to compete with Boris Johnson. So in this case, the market view that Boris will have a majority seats and most likely Brazil will go through. Alright, so this is always very interesting. Hi Esther. Very interesting to the market because Brazil pretty much seems like another headline. We shall see. Alright, so I'm in line for a buying opportunity for a slightly longer term trade. On the 4-hour chart, or rather a short term trade, it really depends how you see it. Alright, 4-hour chart, nothing much for me. In fact, they might have some bad pattern happening. Down to the 1 hour. Yeah, this is typically not a very good setup to get involved. Potential breakouts, we'll see how it goes. Back to daily chart, let me share with my analysis. So there are two setups that I'm waiting for. Yes, it's finally 13th of November because for this bad pattern to be valid, minimum earliest it can complete is on 13th of November. So the completion price is at 1.3011. So yes, just now I did say that I'm looking for buying opportunity, but most likely at 1.3011, if let's say I manage to buy in, I have no position right now. 1.3011, I do expect some form of resistance, meaning to say that I will see some form of restraint. Maybe market can't break and close higher. So when that happens, and let's say I am in a buying opportunity, what I will do, I will shift my stops to entry. So if the market reverse against me because of this butterfly, type 2 butterfly, we call it a retest, we call it a type 2, or the type 1 bet, that means the initial form of the bet. Yeah, so because of that, it may cause some resistance and I don't want to get caught in a negative situation. Alright, so down to the 4-hour chart, yes, I'm right, there is a bullish bet pattern forming up over here. This bet pattern is still valid. We'll just wait for it to touch the price before waiting for a confirmation for a buying opportunity. Very similar to the euro dollar, but the good thing about this setup is that the C doesn't touch A. So in a way, this is even much more favorable for a buying opportunity. Down to the 1-hour chart. On the 1-hour chart, we have another godly setup, okay, which definitely formed before the bet pattern. The bet pattern will form somewhere over here. Alright, so that's a good thing when you have alert. So godly, typically I will need a confirmation, or at least I need to see a magic candle before I look into a buying opportunity, even it touches or crosses D. The sole reason is because godly usually doesn't give a very good reward is to risk ratio. However, it is pretty much the elder of the entire chart, or I would say the founder of the entire harmonic pattern. Started off with godly pattern, alright, and after that all the ratios start to kick in and stuff like that. So I'm putting up my secret code for a buying opportunity. Yep. So this is how I trade. I just do analysis, set alerts, and wait for it to form up. And once it form out, I will see whether it's a valid trade before I engage the trade. Alright, all good. To the next pair. Dollar yen, daily chart, bearish movement. Market right now is in a very sensitive price. Look left, always check structure. We look left, it's just like crossing a road, yeah. So when you look left, this was the high price, and after that the market slide down. So this is the price I am observing. I'm waiting for a break and close above 109.33. Over here right now there is a long shadow. So when a long shadow happened, the high price got extended to 109.49. So in order for me to say that the trend is broken for the first time, because this was the last movement. Alright, last bearish movement. It has to break and close above the high price over here. Okay, so daily chart, it is still a very bearish situation. Down to the 4-hour chart. On the 4-hour chart, this is what we have. Bullish setup is the kind of the opposite because of time frame difference. Right now it's on a bullish setup, so it's a bit of mixed sentiment. Alright, so we'll see how the development of this. Down to the 1 hour. 1 hour chart, it have a strong pullback towards the bearish side, break support, and immediately cover back. Alright, so this cover back, it didn't reverse the trend because of this long shadow over here. It only broken once. So on the 1 hour chart, it is also a mixed sentiment. So when you have mixed situation, you just have to be very careful. Let me share with you my analysis, head and shoulder setup. My kind of setup, but sadly I didn't manage to engage over here, 107.24. Quite a shame. Alright, so right now I'm waiting for a buying opportunity to extend upwards. That's my plan. So on the 4-hour chart, there is this bullish shark pattern on the 4-hour chart that I spotted. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to key in, it's a 4-hour chart, so definitely I want to know dollar yen, my short form, 4-hour chart, and it's a shark pattern, still considered as a counter trend trading opportunity, and I might extend my target when this happens. Alright, good thing about 4-hour chart, I know it's not going to happen today, most likely. Earliest, I think next week. Yep, because how many 4-hour candle you have in a day? That's a simple math, everyone should get it. Come on, how many hours are there in planet Earth? 24, right? 24, so 4-hour chart divided by 4, 6 candles. Alright, so I don't think it will form within 6 candles to hit the price. I don't even think it will form within 12. So looking at this, yeah. So we'll see how it goes. Most likely it's a next week trade for next week. So in trading, you really have to be very, very patient. A lot of analysis and waiting. So pure traders, that means if they are not running any form of business within Forex and stuff like that, usually what we do, we place alert, we just wait out. We don't stare at the screen, of course. Just make sure the sound card is working. You can catch all the dramas you want in life. You want to play all the games you have. So it's pretty normal for traders have gaming console, mobile games at least, watching a few Netflix. It's pretty normal, yeah, because pro trader, let's say if they are not running as a business, they do not reports. They just do own marking. It's exactly what I do. We just write short forms that we can understand. We don't really advertise, you know, and we might even journal just a simple sentence. We don't talk much because we're not selling products. Alright, so this is pretty much our real lifestyle. Yeah, any dispute on that, you can voice out. Of course, I'm saying those traders that has already found their strategies and they are comfortable with it. They are not doing any more research. So of course they run their data during the weekends and they do a monthly review as well. They will have think through and stuff like that. But while they are waiting for a trade, most likely they don't do anything in most cases. That's what I know. All right. So Euro Yen on the daily chart. On the daily chart, there is a bearish movement. Euro Yen is actually very bearish. Alright, it's a bearish movement. Market did a bit of retracement, then it just lost momentum once again. Down to the 4-hour chart. On the 4-hour chart, market went up, went into consolidation to the 1 hour. Alright, you see this kind of crazy movement. Alright, once again. So back to daily chart, let me share with you my analysis. 1 hour chart, actually I have something for you. Yep. So on the 4-hour chart, there is this bearish bad pattern, and the bad pattern pretty much form up, waiting for completion at much higher price, 122.47. So usually I love to really remind traders, please do not buy up to 122.47 because it's not a bearish bad pattern yet until it touches the price, until it touches here. Down to the 4-hour. On the 4-hour chart, there's a bullish bad pattern. I'm waiting for a buying opportunity, 119.22. So right now, my trade plans, knowing that Euro Yen is very bearish, or at least my analysis show that Euro Yen is very bearish, I might want to take some notes. because you know I'm doing a lot of pairs and I might really forget my analysis. So what I do is I do it on a Google Keep, or I will just type it over here. So very bearish. Okay, looking to sell. Extend target to H4 bet. That's my trading strategy. Alright, so just in case I forget, I'll just write it here, and there's no way I can miss this. Alright, so some form of formatting is your personal preference. I like to keep it in a block, rectangle like. Just personal preference. Alright, down to 1 hour chart. Now I know what I want. Over here, what have you spotted? So it's always planning the trade. Trade the plan, plan the trade, you know. Plan your trade, trade your plan, you know. But what is actually planning your trade? You have to look through the time frame, guys. And you start to see what is the overall story that the market is trying to say. And once you found the overall story, ask yourself, okay, how can you benefit from this movement? Is the movement going into an end of it, or is there still trading or shorting opportunity? So over here you can see a very gradual movement. In fact, I won't even use a channel because it didn't bounce off very well. What I'm going to do is I'm going to draw the little brother of it, or maybe the big brother of it, a trend line. Okay, as I'm waiting for a selling opportunity, I want to keep it red to keep my charting consistent. This is the general gradient of the movement, the smooth one. And of course, we have a slightly aggressive move, accelerated move. So what I want to get alert on is something that not MT4 can do it for me, because as you can see, I use MT4 to enter the trade still. It's the simplest software with enough tools for me. So what I want to do is I want to wait for the candle actually touches the price and receive an alert to come in on my trade plan. So my trade plan very simple. Alright, if we break and close below the low, look for retracement, sell. If market touch here, sell. If market touch here, sell. So I'm looking just for shorting opportunity, as simple as that. So what's going to happen is that I'll just go and do a right click, add alert over here. EJ is a for 1 hour chart. I'll put accelerated trend line short. So when I put short with a question mark, it reminds me to do a reanalysis, or I have some hidden reason for that. Maybe I'm waiting for a candle confirmation before I engage a trade, or maybe I'm looking for RSI or RSI divergence. Alright, so this is what's going to happen. Anyway, it's going to pass here before here. To me, no point to setting too many alerts. Alright, that's what I'm going to do. Anything else that I miss out? Not that I think of, right? I think that's very, very clean. This is a typical trade ideas analysis kind of thing. Structure thing, very art style. You see it or you don't. Alright, so what's going to happen, since just now I didn't get to see it, I'm going to push it lower to make sure that it can be shown in all time frame. Or actually I want to push it higher. Oops. Yep. So I get to see it. Alright, that's it, done. All time frame I can see it. That's more important. Alright, to the next pair, pound yen. On the daily chart, a very bearish movement because basically this portion there is no structure. It just slide all the way, quite a U curve, and drop like a cliff. Alright, market came back up, break it one time, and I need another break. Down to the 4 hour chart. On the 4 hour chart, it went flat in consolidation to the 1 hour chart. this is what I have. Back to daily chart, let me share with you my analysis. My analysis, bearish bad pattern 14434. Pretty much I think there will be an expansion towards the upside looking at this structure, most likely for it to happen, or ABCD pattern. So let me see, 1 hour chart. Okay, 1 hour chart, it has happened already. This was one of the analysis I did without posting it, because I saw the reward is to risk is 1:1, didn't engage it, it touches and rebounds. So this is done, just delete it. Simple. 1 hour chart, there is a sharp pattern actually. To the 4 hour. So 4 hour chart, my trade plan is I'm looking for a buying opportunity, right? So let's see over here there's anything. Funny, why the shark pattern never shows? Oh, it was a bigger shark. Okay, so for this I deem invalid. Too long. A new shark has already formed, so delete this away. Delete this away. Back to the 4 hour chart. So you get to see how I do my analysis is pretty live. So over here, yes, it went flat. It's still within the zone. Not quite my liking. I'll just observe, not going to trade this. Down to the 1 hour. Yeah, I think nothing much over here at this moment. If there's anything, I'll just update in a group. Not for me, not my trade setup. Unless you are waiting for a aggressive buy entry, you can do this. Yep. Yeah, flag pattern. Already show you the first break. Can wait for a retest over here. Alright, can add alert. Let's just see how it goes for the fun of it. Alright, good. Next pair, New Zealand yen. Welcome back, Eugene. New Zealand yen on the daily chart, market has a bit of this kind of movement. Pretty much a bad pattern going to form up soon. To the down for the 4 hour chart, aggressive move couple of hours ago, couple of candles ago. This is a 4 hours move, so probably last night. Trump speech maybe. Alright, very bullish movement. Oh, or this is the interest rate movement for New Zealand in the morning. 2, 1, 12, 11, 10, 9. Yes, this is your interest rate decision candle. Alright, back to daily chart. Let me share with you my analysis. Bearish bad pattern, looking for selling opportunity 72.40. So if you are trading off the higher time frame like 4 hour or daily chart, interest rate decision doesn't really affect you. 1 hour chart, it depends. Alright, it depends, it may or may not affect you. So as you guys know, I'm waiting for a selling opportunity over here. So what is going to happen is that I'm going to set alert somewhere at this price. Okay, and I'm going to key in very nicely, and because this need confirmation, NJ H4 7H type 2, let me short pattern type 2 short. Okay, so definitely need confirmation on this. Yep. So the next candle form up will be, this is the 2 PM candle, I suppose this will be the 6. 10 PM, so 6 to 10 PM, then I get to decide. On the 1 hour chart, there is was no longer valid, sorry, butterfly, no more. C had touched A, invalid. Look how amazing, I didn't even set the alert. Seems like I know it's not going to happen. Alright, so that's that. New Zealand yen, waiting for selling opportunity. I've set an alert already. Let's see how it goes. Alright, because on the daily chart I did mention that it could have a equal distance move, a flag pattern, something like this. Alright, and equal distance move AB equals CD, not ABCD, is two different things. Sounds similar, but it's different. Extend towards this price. Alright, so that's what I'm looking for. Okay, take note. Alright, so not that keen of just going aggressive to buy. I will need more confirmation due to this setup. All good? Okay, to the next pair. New Zealand dollar on the daily chart. Market have bearish movement, created new low. Alert, alert, alert. Shark pattern forming up. Down to the 4-hour chart. 4-hour chart, another shark pattern forming up. So daily chart, it is still a very bearish move. 4-hour chart, it start to have a break and close above the high 2 times over here. So it's bullish, bearish, bullish, and let's see 1 hour. So 1 hour, it have fall into bearish. So bearish, bullish, bearish. What does it tell you? Market in mixed sentiment. So mixed sentiment, there are 2 ways you can approach. The first way is you can choose not to engage a trade, which is fine. Or second, you just trade whatever setup happen. Alright? So over here, shark pattern, wait for it to happen at a much higher price, 67.88. It will take some time. Down to the 4-hour chart. Another shark pattern forming up at 62.43. Alright, and of course, over here there is a bit of double bottom like movement. You can observe how the market interact with the previous high. Yep, so it's potential. I'm still waiting for a second chance entry for a selling opportunity. Retest of the previous high, still within the shark pattern. Down to the 1-hour chart. 1-hour chart, there is another shark pattern forming up at 64.50. Alright, so let's see how it goes. To the next pair, Australia dollar. So Australia dollar on the daily chart, market pretty much did a double bottom, went up, losing momentum, having a bit of retest. I'm trying to catch it on the retest and going for aggressive buy. To the 4-hour chart, this is what I have, breaking and creating new high, waiting for it to touch this price to say that, hey, there is some setup happening. If you know my code, you know what I'm looking for already. Down to the 1 hour, market just slide into consolidation, bearish movement, losing momentum, potential reversal. Back to daily chart, let me share with you my analysis. A double bottom, waiting for a retracement. Down to the 4-hour chart. So within the 4-hour chart over here, I'm waiting for a buying opportunity at 68.26 for a buying opportunity. Alright, let's see how it form up. Okay, and down to the 1-hour chart. So 1-hour chart, I am also waiting for a buying opportunity. There is a bad pattern, so most likely I'll wait for this bad pattern to form up for this buying opportunity, which was reflected. Let's see how it goes. Pound yen, 1 hour channel. Let's have a look. Okay, it touches a channel, so noted. We will see how it goes. Most likely it will break. Alright, and this will become the resistance. Then I'll wait for a retracement. Then I'll enter the trade. Alright, so pound yen. Change the color for me to know I have something over here. Still a 1-hour chart. Can wait for it to form up. No worries. It will be, I think it's maybe a US decision. And usually it's a good practice to write somewhere as well. H1 chart, flag. Alright. Aussie dollar, daily chart, double bottom like. Have we mentioned about this? Yes, we had. Yep. Correct. We had. So over here, just waiting for a retest. This could happen soon. Today, Aussie dollar, H1 bet. So all the weight is all worthwhile, yeah. So You just have to wait for the setup to happen. After a great move, most likely it will just go quiet, but it doesn't mean that you should stop your analysis. Australia, Canada on the daily chart, market has a bearish movement, bearish break and close below the low, and went to consolidation down to the 4-hour chart. On the 4-hour chart, look-alike pattern, market went up, very bullish, and went to consolidation once again. To the 1 hour, very noisy movement, very noise candle. So for my SWCP graduate, this is a noise chart. To the daily chart, let me share with you my analysis. Shark pattern, still waiting for a buying opportunity once it touches a trend line, or a selling opportunity when it touches a bear shark. 4-hour chart, right now on the 4-hour chart, it is a valid godly pattern. The reason I didn't enter because it looked also very much like a warning sign. It looked very much like a flag pattern extension upwards. So it's important for you to know the right strategies that can pair up and do analysis on it. So likewise, like my pound yen, I can set an alert over here, and it's a 4-hour chart, it's all written, so there's no need for me to write anything. So I will observe how the market move when it touches the end, but having this arrow, it will remind me I'm biased on the buying opportunity. To the 1-hour chart, nothing much over here, it just moved within the channel. Alright, that's good. If you have questions, feel free to punch them in. After I cover, I'll give you a bit more time. When I'm done with CAD Yen, if I don't see any questions, then once I'm done with Pound Australia, I'll do a bonus dollar sync today. I'll call it a day. Alright. Next pair, Dollar Canada on the daily chart. On the daily chart, you can see that it start to go towards a bit of consolidation. Movement is just getting smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. Towards the downside, that's for sure. Even it's pushing like smaller, you can see that market is pushing downwards. To the 4-hour chart. On the 4-hour chart, bearish move. Although the first break has happened, it need to retrace and have the second break to say a change of trend. At least that's my rule. 1-hour chart. Alright, on the 1-hour chart, due to the time frame, is on bullish move. So make sentiment, what can you do? Either choose not to trade or focus on individual time frame. Alright, so let me share with you my analysis. Very simple, clear cut. I have this bullish godly pattern that I didn't manage to get in simply because I missed the trade. It was a shark pattern and I wait for a retest. A 5-0, I missed it by 2 pip, the entry price, which is fine. Right now, it has moved towards the second target. We're talking about hundreds of pips. And these are information that we do share with our subscriber over here. Okay, so yes, on Dollar Canada, so everything is shared. Even analysis I've done, I may not enter. I should share with my participant, but of course I'll tell them I'm not doing it. Target 189 pips, target 262 pips, 1.3255 it was posted. So I say I missed the trade. Alright, so I did share about some of the setup that our system has spotted a great buying opportunity, but just missed by 2 pips to enter in a much lower time frame, which is fine. Alright, so 3255, let's see. It has really touched the final take profit level. For those who are in this trade, congratulations if you're in. So when we call it a trade ideas, it is really a trade ideas that we are sharing some of the ideas, some of the strategies that we think of, and is of course if we enter the trade we'll tell you, but it's solely to your decision if you want to engage the trade. We want a thinking community rather than just someone that just copy and paste and stuff like that. Alright, so market have this bearish movement and created another bearish movement on the 4-hour chart. The first break, I need a second break. Recap for those who have forgotten. On the 1-hour chart, this bull flag pattern has really taken off. So right now for Dollar Canada, nothing much for me. To the CAD Yen, hi weekend. So to the CAD Yen, CAD Yen is the most interesting pair. It has the most harmonic pattern setup in this in right now. All right, so I have a bearish butterfly looking to sell at 84.61, bearish shark 86.15, and a bullish godly is still valid 78.36. all right, so by sharing with the trend right now, it moved a bit towards the sideway, although it's a bit pushing upwards, but it is still like a sideway movement. All right, market moving nowhere, you can draw 2 lines and can break everything up. All right, so to the 4-hour chart, on the 4-hour chart over here, on the 4-hour chart, contrary is showing a bullish trend because of time frame difference, and there is a bad pattern forming up, I believe, on the 4-hour chart. 1-hour chart, you spotted anything? Actually, it's not a setup. There isn't any bullish setup, but there might be a bearish setup. All right, but to me, it's not. It's off already. Back to daily chart. Let me share with you my analysis. This one we have talked about it. Let's head down to 4-hour chart. 4-hour chart, as mentioned, this is the bullish bag I'm looking for. I'm waiting for a buying opportunity still. Often not, if I saw certain things, I will draw a trend line to observe the movement. These are information I really know, but I'm just collecting additional statistics to see if there's any change of trends, and you know, maybe I can develop something along the way as well. To the next pair, next time frame, 1-hour chart. So on the 1-hour chart, yep, there are 2 different setups. The first setup is the bearish godly formation, which I going to disqualify it. The reason is pretty simple. Right now it looks something like this, which is fine, don't get me wrong, but this should be adjusted. Yeah, so I'll just leave it here for data and analysis purposes. Yep, odd looking godly. Okay, so I don't think it's going to happen. Yep, let's see. 1-hour chart, over here there is a bullish shark formation. Most likely it's going to happen. I'm waiting for a buying opportunity only at 81.86. When I say most likely it's going to happen, please do not sell it down, because I'm not in such position. All right, this is not in my strategy unless it retests the previous high. I short it by structure, or I short it like a bearish flag pattern. Yeah, so now nothing for me. Yep, of course some traders will say, hey Rayn, it's okay, I will head down to the 15-minute chart to see if there's any setup for me and stuff like that. And the quick answer to that is, if that is your trade plan, then just follow it, it's fine. If not, then you shouldn't be. All right, down to the 15 minutes, did you see any setup? Maybe. So some traders will say, hey, I'll head down to 15 minutes, I want to head in for this short, I'm going to extend target. So just a simple questions, is this your trade plan? If yes, go ahead. If no, you shouldn't. All right, so there are a couple of warning signs already for this setup. Even if you are looking to sell, you really need to be very careful. And right now, whatever drawing I'm doing or analysis I'm doing very quick shortcut. First, to save time. Second, we still have to protect our content, isn't it? All right, so this is all gauge price, and of course, if you are graduates, do your own measurement. There is this very sharp trading opportunity that is possible, although there is already the first warning sign already happened. So when there's a warning sign, and if let's say I'm still waiting for the setup, I will need to wait for confirmation. So I will just hide the visibility that is irrelevant to make it clear. That's one thing you can do on TradingView that other platform can't, or rather, yes, there are other platforms that can do it, but it's not so linked to social media and stuff like that. All right, so over here there's this structure, so I do read structure, I do respect structure a lot. So what I'm going to do M15 CJ Cat Yen, and I won't get confused by Frank Yen because I don't trade that. 15-minute chart, 7H, extend. Oh, is it H1? Alright, so I will decide once the candle form up. It's still a trading and money making opportunity, isn't it? Yeah, so yep, definitely I'm waiting for it. And the nice part is there's already an alert there. I'll just hide over here. It just retraced. Let's say it happened, it retraced back into the resistance line, and that's the only reason why I am keen to enter the trade. Yep. Alright, and it's within my 3 time frame scope. Between 15 and 1 hour is within 3. Last 2 pair, Pound Australia followed by Dollar Sing. Pound Australia, very interesting pair. The crab pattern, it have not touched the target 1 and it has rebounded. I have students ask me, hey, why you shift stops to entry? Simple answer to that. I'm waiting for a retest. Let's say the retest happen, I'll get to re-enter at a much higher price, and I get to decide if I want to enter at a much higher price to head down for this trade. This trade is still valid, yeah. Later I'll share it with you. Down to the 4-hour chart. So daily chart, it is on. This is the bearish movement. Market just broke it one time. It is still bearish. All right. So this could be a fake break. It could be a I don't know what you call it, a bull trap. Yep, a fake bull will, yep, trap you, and you know, you lose money from that. Over here, look very much like a flag pattern, uptrend movement, flag pattern. That's why I'm very wary to the 1-hour chart. Our movement, market go into consolidation. Back to daily chart, let me share with you my analysis. My analysis over here, this is the deep crab pattern. Alright, or you want to call it deep fried crab, up to you. So I'm just waiting for a retest back to the high price, and I'll observe how the market react. And of course, ideally, this will be my entry area, so I get even a much better reward to risk ratio. I'll wait for my system, my software to tell me if there's a bearish arrow to confirm the movement for a selling opportunity. Alright, to the 4-hour chart. Bullish movement for sure. And this was the flag that I was talking about. Apart from that, well, look how deep it is going to retrace before it came down. Maybe we have some godly pattern setting up over here. Okay, down to the 1 hour. Nothing much. So to the last pair. So I hope the sound is okay because I think I have fighter jets just flew over. Yep. So to the next pair, Dollar Sing, last pair. So Dollar Sing is something that I don't typically trade, and a bit of context. Pound Australia also not used to be my currency pair because I call it a juggernaut. It moved more than Pound Yen. Pound Yen we call it the beast. So Pound whatever other than Pound Dollar, they move a lot. So you shouldn't have like Pound Canada, Pound New Zealand, Pound Australia, Pound Franc all in your portfolio. If not, oh, your risk management have to be very good. Alright, so the reason I have Pound Australia because I have someone close have asked me before on Pound and Australia exchange rate because a transfer is needed. So on a couple of accounts, and I did this analysis, it was very spot on. So I started to ask myself, hey, can I earn money from there? Likewise for Dollar Sing, the only time that I trade it is during the Parliament period, 38 Oxley Road, if you remember. I think that's pretty a no-brainer trade, so I engaged that trade. Apart from that, I don't trade it, but because I'm dealing with a lot of entrepreneurs and they have business and they use US dollar, so out of goodwill, from time to time I'll share with them, oh, if you want to pay using US dollar for your Sing product, do it now. If you are looking to pay Sing, that means you are trading Sing to USD, do it now. So I realized that for Dollar Sing, I trade off pretty much the daily and the 4-hour, or rather I use that to share my analysis with entrepreneurs, and I find that it is dead on accurate. So when it is dead on accurate, I start to ask myself, hey Rayn, why don't you trade this? So right now for the first time, I traded this, and it has really been going very, very well. And I must say that the result is really good, and it might be really something that I will be looking into. And yeah, so let me share with you my analysis. You see, over here the market is a sideways, and a bullish movement and stuff like that. My analysis is very simple, bad pattern. So far, all my analysis on dollar Sing that is spot on is just bad pattern. So this might be the only currency or time frame, or rather two time frame, the daily chart and the 4-hour chart. I will only trade the bad pattern. That's it, full stop. Nothing fancy, because we really have like how many in my portfolio? 12. 3 time frame multiplied by 3, that'll be 36. 36. I got 15 strategies. Go and do your math. Yeah. So I'm very reluctant, but because I see these amazing results I have in terms of analysis on dollar Sing, I decide to add it in. Alright. So I'm in this position, heavy. When I say heavy, it doesn't mean that I overtrade it. Yes, I traded it. At the same time, in Singapore, we have this card known as a U-Trip. Malaysia, I think, is big. Other countries, I'm not that certain. I think Vietnam is Mocha, if I'm not wrong. Just not sure if it delivers the same function. So for Singapore wise and Malaysia, we can store in different currency form. Alright, so Singapore for sure. So we can store in Euro, Australia, Japanese yen, Hong Kong dollar, pound dollar, Switzerland franc, even US dollar. So when I see that dollar Sing hit the low price, and I kind of believe that it's going to appreciate. So in 1.3560, if it's going to appreciate, it meaning to say that Sing is going weaker, dollar is getting stronger. Get it? Get me? So how do I use that to explain to people who don't know about Forex? It's simple. Why Sing is getting weaker? Because instead of using $1.35 to change for 1 US, very soon you need $1.37. That's 2 cents more. So 2 cents to daily life, it doesn't make a big difference, but in FX life, it does. It is considered as 200 pips. If you trade a standard contract, is $2,000, man. And $2,000, we are talking about 2,000 US dollars. All right. That is a potential monthly expenses for a average household in Singapore, middle class range. All right. So yeah, medium low class range. So these are certain things that you should really look into if you are very good in something. Of course, I know Eugene, you have plotted it. I've read your message. You can really look into it and trade. So Bunhu is in as well. So it's very rare for us to trade this. We call it the exotic pair, but it's because that it has been so good. The result has been so good that I chose to engage the trade. And I'm heavy in this position in a way that I will just change digital currency for this, meaning to say that I hold in my e-wallet, but I have swapped 1,000 USD. I keep it. So if I change it back, I could have a free meal, like a free steak. It's not a lot of money that I tried to do this. It's just 1,000 US. So change it back, maybe I'll get a free ribeye. Anyway, I'm going to spend $1,000, correct? How many of you is not going to spend $1,000 for the next 1 month at all? So this is some nuggets of food for thoughts for you to think about in your daily life. Do you have any ideas? That's why we call it trade ideas. Very soon I am looking to launch invest ideas. So I'll be looking into tech startups. I'll be looking to like even indexes, Bitcoin and stuff like that. Still in the thoughts of that. Just to provide more interaction for the community. And as for now, we will host it still under Forex 100 Academy. Give me some time to think about it. When I say some time, it plainly mean that give me 1 to 3 years to think about this. Yeah, I see no issues hosting everything under Forex 100. It's easier to manage than multiple companies. So I do need to think about it. So if you are thinking of really look into skill sets like this, time on our end is pretty tight. Okay, it's pretty tight. We start to get a lot of invitations overseas and stuff like that. But one thing that we are very interesting we did is the next workshop is going to happen on 26th of November. So we managed to really squeeze the time in, but we are so busy that we didn't get to change the date yet. Alright, so in just a moment time, within 30 minutes, I promise, the URL will be the same. Okay, the URL will be the same. You just click the link, alright, and register, or you can even drop me a message there. You can, the PayPal link, it still work. You can just click it. It's the same link anyway. We are going to update the next session, 26th of November. If you don't like your job, what are the signs? The first sign is you feel Monday blue, or you are thinking of, oh, long weekend is coming, we're going to plan it and whatsoever. Nothing wrong with that. But if every time you are longing and waiting for long weekends, and there are certain months in Singapore we just don't get as much holidays, you feel like a drain. I think it's about which month we don't have a lot of holidays. I can't remember offhand because I don't track holidays. Sorry guys. Yeah, so if you have things that is along that line, chances you don't like your job. You really don't like your job. Okay? You can say you're a family man or whatsoever, but if you're doing things that you like, I think you don't find that it's taking you a toll. Alright? So what I'm proposing is just head down to Singapore on 26th of November. Even you're not a Singaporean, I think traveling nowadays is really very, very cheap and very affordable. Attend our 3 hours workshop, and you're not the only person who fly down for our 3 hours workshop. I have people from UK, I have people from Hong Kong in the past, and still working very close with us, and there are a couple of other countries as well, Malaysia, etc. US, Australia as well. Alright, so apart from that, just join this 3 hour session. I'll be very true to you, you may not like this, okay, but the things and technique I'm going to teach you, you just need to spend 30 minutes to do the things that you may not like. A lot of my guys say that, no, I'm not going to in this industry. Guess what happened after 3 years? They went into this industry because of the lifestyle, because of the time freedom, because this is one of the very few industry, or rather the only industry I can think of doesn't bind times with it. Meaning to say that, of course, business owner, franchisor owner, yeah, your time is kind of also not bound by how much you earn in a way. But to start off from day one, you can do that. I don't think franchisor can do that, you know. Even with that, stores still need to open, their renovation and stuff like that. Alright, so let us not go into it. But in trading, it's a lot of planning the trade, and I just set an alert, wait for it to happen, engage the trade, and I wait again. Alright, I just wait. But in the meantime of waiting, I can do other stuff. I can do the things I love to do. I can travel. I can do the business I want. I can live the life I want. What I'm proposing is just, instead of doing 6, 8, 10 hours of things that you don't like to do, reduce it to 30 minutes. And the rest of it, just enjoy your life. Alright? So our next workshop on 26th of November is a Tuesday, 7 to 10:30 p.m. We are starting to face challenges placing dates for workshops, so please don't miss it, because I think 2020 is a year that will go very B2B. That means working with brokerage, trade fairs and stuff like that. These are all my clients right now. These are all our clients right now. And yeah, giving back to society on B2C client became quite a challenge. And of course, the next group of clients I'm going to work with are people who really want to go pro. They want to set up an education school by their name, you know, branding their own company, but they want to know how to do so. I have a 1-year program, and I want to work with these people as well. Alright, so that's all I have for you today. If you love this, remember to click like, follow, and of course, really lock in your date fast when we say that things are going to change. It's not a marketing gimmick. It is an announcement. Big difference. Alright, so that's all I have for you today. Till then, remember always plan your trade and trail plan, and I'll see you soon in the next workshop. See you guys.